Soul 3, a realistic epic fantasy adventure by J.N. Wdowski. Note: for your full enjoyment, be sure to read or listen to the end and continue to the next chapter. Chapter 38. 2 days later, Anubis City. Pixa interpreted for Dale as he offered the Pharaoh steel weapons and armor in exchange for their bronze arms. He is offering you the bronze and 10 gold Troy ounces per crate and barrel, Pixa translated for Dale. We were not asking for any gold, just a straight trade of steel for bronze. Dale was confused. He looked to the Pharaoh, who seemed pleased with himself. I recommend you take the gold, Pixa replied. I was able to get him to offer the additional gold. No, Pixa, I am not interested in fleecing them. Tell him we will accept only the bronze for steel, Dale insisted. That is not a good idea, Dale, she explained. By not accepting the better deal, he is going to think what you are selling him is not worth the bronze. What? Chopson was shocked by what Pixa was saying. Makes sense. Zup answered. How does he wanting to pay more make sense? Chopson responded to Zup. It is an odd thing about some people. If you charge them more, they will think it is better quality and has greater value. Higher prices for some will actually increase their desire to purchase it, Zup explained. Seeing that the group was arguing, Thutmose VI spoke up in ancient Egyptian, interrupting their discussion. They stopped arguing as Pixa spoke to the Pharaoh. She turned from the Pharaoh, facing Dale and the others with a slight grin. He is now offering 12 gold per crate and barrel, along with the bronze. He is offering us more? Dale was confused. Yes. He wants to make the deal even more so now. Her grin widened. I think I can get him up to 15 gold ounces per crate and barrel. Pixa was enjoying the haggling. Understanding the Pharaoh's mindset, Dale sternly told her, accept the 12, but tell him he is robbing us. Using her ancient Egyptian again, Pixa told the Pharaoh exactly what Dale had said. The Pharaoh's smile broadened even greater as he turned to his courtesans and guards around him. They all showed great pride in how their great Pharaoh had outsmarted the human. Suddenly, as the deal was made, the sky above the palace courtyard oddly filled with swirling black clouds, blocking much of the sunlight and causing Pixa to lose her power of flight. She landed softly upon the marble steps, to the palace entrance, besides Dale. Everyone was startled by the sudden change in the weather. The dark storm clouds produced no rain, no lightning nor thunder. Just a heavy sensation in the atmosphere. A flash of flames burst out of the stairs between Dale and the Pharaoh and his court. Lucifera stood before them as the flames instantly vanished. She looked at Dale with a seductive smile and licked her lips as she took in his body with her glowing blue eyes. Glancing at Pixa standing near him, her eyes turned red. Giving her an evil smirk, she asked Pixa, Did he tell you how much he wants to taste your fairy nectar? She laughed. Her eyes remaining their fiery red turned her attention to Thutmose VI. Her foul threats in perfect ancient Egyptian caused the courtesans to all step back in fear. Thutmose sat up in his throne and gestured to his terrified personal guards to attack. Regaining their courage, they obeyed their Pharaoh and lunged at her with their spears. She simply beat her large bat wings rising high above them. Out of their reach, she laughed and taunted them in their mother tongue. Anubis archers on the entrance roof let loose a series of arrows, striking her hard. Her black blood oozed from her wounds. She looked at the archers, her eyes burning like small fires. She cursed them as she drew the arrows from her body. With great force, she threw them back at the Anubis archers. 2 of the archers, riddled with their own arrows, fell to their deaths onto the courtyard below. The remaining archers and Dale's team on the ground all took aim and opened fire on her hovering above them. She screeched and cursed them all in English, Egyptian, and in her demonic tongue as her body took countless hits. Her blood dripped upon the marble steps. As her drops of blood hit the marble, they burned like acid. Finally, in a horrific scream, she disappeared in a ball of fire above them. Did we kill her? Chopson asked, having emptied a full magazine into her in only 2 seconds. The others also had set their weapons on fully automatic, forcing them to replace their spent magazines with fresh ones. The dark clouds parted, allowing the sun to return. Pixa was able to take flight again and gently rose from the ground. She cannot be killed, she explained to Chopson. She can only be resisted, Dale added as he snapped in a fresh magazine before holstering his Glock. Thutmose VI stood from his throne and walked down to Dale. He was puzzled in what he had just witnessed. Pointing at Dale's sidearm, he spoke directly to Dale. Pixa interpreted the Pharaoh's words. He wants to know what magic you are using. Dale put his hand flatly over his holstered weapon, as if protecting it. No magic. Humans have no magic. It is human technology, rediscovered. Pixa explained to the Pharaoh. Her words caused him to step back from Dale to observe more intently the modern firearms held by Josh, Zup, Chopson, and John. Pete was still only armed with a steel saber. The Pharaoh spoke again. He says with such power. Is he and his kingdom at risk? Pixa told Dale. No, Your Highness. We are and will always be your friends. Dale looked up and pointed at the spot above where Lucifera had vanished from. She is the threat. The smell of sulfur began to fall upon them from above. Thutmose VI looked up at the spot Dale was pointing at. Understandingly, he nodded his head in agreement. He looked back into Dale's eyes and offered his hand to Dale. The two gripped each other's forearms, giving a Roman handshake. 2 days later, Ridgeline Inn. The morning sun rose above the eastern track of the Sunrise to Sunset Turnpike. The wagon was filled with Anubis bronze weapons and armor and had been guarded all night. Dale placed his left foot into the stirrup and swung his right leg over his horse, mounting it. Looking up at him with charming eyes, both barmaids questioned him simultaneously. When will you return? Causing them to scowl at each other. Not until this conflict is over, Dale responded. Their dagger eyes for each other turned soft and flirtatious as they both looked back up to him. Hurry back. I'll be waiting for you, Dale. Again they echoed each other's words, and again they glared furiously towards the other. Don't hold your breaths. Perhaps he'll never be back this way. Pixa looked down at them as she began to threateningly aim her wand at the young women. Remembering their last encounter with Pixa, they both covered their picus and retreated quickly back into the safety of the inn. Dale looked at Pixa disappointedly. They're just being nice. Too nice for my liking, Pixa snapped. Chopson, Josh, and Zup all snickered at Pixa's response until she glanced at them angrily. Late afternoon, East Riverton. The north gate was swung open as the guards saw Dale and his party approaching. They had been gone for 4 days and noticed that 2 of the guards upon the walls were equipped with muskets. They are starting to crank those out. Chopson stated, feeling proud of human craftsmanship. Concerned, Zup replied, a bit uneasy how your people take to weapons manufacturing so easily and naturally. It is those skills that will be saving your green piku, friend, Chopson pointed out. Zup, not completely convinced, grinned at Chopson. Hopefully, friend. As they rode into the walled town, the gates were closed behind them. Dale raised his hand to stop the group with the wagon as Greendale approached with a man that Dale did not know. The stocky, powerful man in his 40s went straight to the wagon. He picked up one of the bronze swords and examined it. He then picked up a shield, then a breastplate, and finally, a helmet. Using a tuning fork, he hit each item of bronze with it. Holding the tuning fork to his ear, he intensely listened to the sound it generated. He then felt the weight of each of the items in his hands, gave a satisfying smile, and returned to Greendale. Well? Greendale asked the man. Anubis make fine bronze, but... The man replied. There's a but? Greendale seemed concerned. Nothing bad. Actually, it will work wonderfully. We'll just need to add some additional pure copper to give the bronze the needed strength. Do whatever you need, Belson. Greendale gave the bell founder the green light. Need strength for what? Dale asked both men. Greendale looked up at Dale. Secret weapon. When is a secret not a secret, Dale? He quizzed the young man. When you tell someone, Dale answered. Smart boy. Greendale grinned as he gave a playful slap on Dale's right thigh. Mysteries are a great narration tool of the great author. It keeps the story intriguing, added Josh, causing everyone to look at him oddly. What? He could sense their lack of faith. He defended himself. Ever heard of spoilers? They ruin the story. For everyone. Dale took a moment to think. Yet, an insightful reader or listener can often figure out the ending. Josh grinned. Yes, but with secrets, even for those that may guess the ending, will still want to read or listen on, to confirm if they were right or not. It makes the story engaging. The great author is great for a reason. Or perhaps, my Quadtron friend, I don't want Lucifera to be prepared for what we have in store, answered Greendale just as Encha ran up with all four of her arms open to embrace and greet Josh. Wrapping her arms around him, they kissed. Josh leaned back and put one of his four blue hands on the small bulge of her belly. A new character in the making. Extremely pleased, he kissed her again. Please continue to Chapter 39. To support the author, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.